Get your hands in the dirt are the words that physicist Vandana Shiva said at Slow Food Nation, where 60,000 people came to San Francisco for perhaps the largest food and farming celebration in American history. And then she was echoed by Wes Jackson from the Land Institute in Kansas. He said, "We have to get back to the stuff that we are made of, which is soil." Because you see, the word human and the word humus, which is the black organic matter of soil, come from the same root words. Let me admit, I have post-traumatic stress. My particular version is sound trauma. I've written about this in various books of our veterans writing group, the book Veterans of War, Veterans of Peace, edited by Maxine Hung Kingston. Much of my behavior is sound avoidance. It comes from being raised in a military family with planes roaring, weapons discharging, and people shouting, "Hey! In hut! What? March! Yes, sir!" That's what my family was like. That's what many military families are like. So I signed up during Vietnam for the United States Army. Fortunately, I did not see combat. I've been farming here in Sonoma County since 1992. I grow berries and apples, and I practice animal husbandry with chickens. Chickens are my power animal now. Power. Farming has helped heal me and make me a better man, as well as provide meaningful work and income. After an absence of 15 years, last year I returned to teaching psychology at Sonoma State University. I've begun to write about agro-psychology and agrotherapy, farming as healing, especially from post-traumatic stress. You notice I don't say post-traumatic stress disorder. It's not a disorder. It's an appropriate response to trauma. Now let's shift to another broken American system, the treatment of veterans. I was raised in a southern military family that gave its name to Fort Bliss, Texas. My father's side, my mother's side were the Iowa farmers. When my time came, I enlisted in the Army in the mid-60s. And upon being commissioned an officer, I took a vow, an oath, to defend the Constitution. After hearing Martin Luther King Jr., I resigned my commission to protest the war in Vietnam. However, I have continued to abide by that oath to defend the Constitution. As a child, I remember being told that there are two kinds of people, military personnel and civilians. What we often fail to do when people, now both men and women, come back from war making is to debrief them and reintegrate them into civil society. What better place to do that than farms, on the land, with animals, in the woods. As most of you probably know, during the Vietnam War, we lost more veterans who came home to suicide than the some 60,000 we lost in battle. That trend continues as we lose good returning men and women to suicide and addictions. The U.S. has the most mighty military in the world. However, its Veterans Affairs, in my opinion, is as broken as our food system. We have a broken food system. We have a global food crisis. Food riots are likely to continue. It's an ancient ritual when you don't have enough to eat. We are facing major global crisis. The solution is farming. Indigenous and traditional cultures know this. They debrief their warriors when they return so they can re-enter civil society. There are various ways that the good warrior can become a good civilian. My best friend for many years until his death had been a Green Beret medic, Captain Raimundo Gatchalian. He became a firefighter. Many good soldiers become good firefighters. A truly heroic vocation, in my opinion, protecting the people. Farming can also provide a vocation to nourish good citizenship. Our country needs more farmers growing good, clean, and fair food. Feeding people can be as patriotic as protecting people. Our vets need meaningful work, which farms can provide. We have millions of warriors coming home from war zones, which is likely to continue for years. It is up to us individually, not just the government, to help our returning vets. Someone talked to me earlier about a stand down in Lafayette and various places where the people get together to welcome the vets back home. So I thank you for coming this afternoon, contributing to supporting the Farmers Veterans Coalition and Farms Not Arms. And I'd like to leave you with a single line from that ancient poet, Rumi, from the 13th century. Sufi, he says, out beyond our ideas of wrongdoing and right-doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there.